What's up, everybody? On today's episode of The Fight Life, we have a couple of in-studio guests. The first one is Christine Ferea, talking about her recent win at Lion Fight 14 and her future in the sport of Muay Thai. We also have a new co-host joining us. Her name is Jordan McDonald. We're going to do a short interview so that you guys get to know her better. And of course, everybody's favorite, Smash Fields, doing his On the Bandwagon segment talking about fighter safety. We were at a couple of events also. One of them is the Rise Up Against Bullying campaign that took place here in Las Vegas, and the other one was Tuff Enough that just recently took place. So we're going to take you guys into those events, get you some coverage, a couple of interviews. But as of right now, we're going to jump straight into this. Jordan McDonald. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fight Life Studios, and we are here with Jordan McDonald. She's going to be joining the team. You guys are going to be seeing a lot more of her, but we wanted to get you guys an opportunity to get to know her a little bit and get to know her story and, you know, what she does in MMA world and other things. So what's going on?
Not much. Happy to be here. Happy to join up with you guys and looking forward to doing some work.
All right. So, you know, obviously locally a lot of people know who you are. But, you know, let's talk a little bit about how you got started in combat sports.
Well, back in 2007, I think, I was surfing competitively on the East Coast. I'm from South Carolina, small waves, but I was dating a guy, and we broke up, and I didn't really want to go to the surfing contest anymore. Always been an active person, and so I was looking for like something new to get into. A guy named Maurice Travis, he's a 3-time world Muay Thai champion, Super Brawl champion. He was from Myrtle Beach, moved away, kind of, you know, did his thing, and he came back and opened up a dojo, and it just kind of coincided with when I was kind of looking for something new to do. A bunch of my guy friends were doing it, and they were like, oh, you would love this, you gotta try it. And I tried it, and as I typically do, I became obsessed and started training all the time, and if I ever do a sport, I always end up competing in it. So I think I had like my first kickboxing match in 2008 and played around with jiu-jitsu a little bit, but wasn't like super stoked on it in the beginning. But it was so hard to find fights in Muay Thai, and MMA at the time was growing, and it actually seemed like it'd be easier to get fights in MMA than Muay Thai. So I started training jiu-jitsu, and in 2009 had my first MMA fight. And you know, anyone who's fought can tell you, like, that experience, like, it's either you'll either do it once and be like, all right, cool, I did it, I'm done, or you'll be bit by the bug and you can't wait to do it again. And I got bit by the bug. I ended up, I was going to college, and I applied to law schools and got accepted, and like had that whole ball rolling, was working at a law firm, but at the same time was competing in MMA. And I just kind of had like a freak out moment. I was driving to the bank to deposit my first deposit for law school, and just kind of had like a panic attack, pulled over on the side of the road and called my mom, called my dad, and I was like, I can't do this. Like, I wanna fight. Like, I can go to law school anytime. I can only fight now while I'm young. And thankfully my family is like very supportive of whatever I wanna do, and they were like, cool. And it took me a little bit, but I ended up packing up my stuff and moving to Las Vegas. Nice. And started fighting here. Yeah, and that pretty much brings us up current.
Okay. So you are one of Drysdale's students. I've seen you fight, you know, one of your last amateur fights. You know, let's talk a little bit about what the experiences have been like for you since you got here to Las Vegas and the differences between here and South Carolina.
Well, in South Carolina, up until 2010, we didn't even have a gym. Maurice had a dojo, and the guys that trained, we all became like family, but then Maurice ended up moving back to California, and the dojo closed, and so for a long period of time, we were just going into like yoga studios and putting out like mats and just training together, or I would go down to Wrightsville Beach and train at Evolution MMA a lot, but that was like an hour and 45-minute drive, and so like it was hard to train, and there's a lot of talented guys there, but Las Vegas is just like the epicenter, and never ever had any girls to train with, and so I figured, you know, I'm gonna move to Vegas. There's gonna be tons of chicks to train with, and it's gonna be awesome. And to be honest, there wasn't a lot of girls that trained here either. I think Vegas is kind of like a transient place. Everybody who's anybody is here for certain periods of time, but it took me a while to get settled. Drysdale's, I wasn't expecting to train there. I thought I'd train at like Vanderlei's or Extreme Couture, but something about Drysdale and the team there just really spoke to me, and so I've been with them the whole time. And it's world-class coaching. You know, I get to train with people that are competing on the highest level, and so being able to observe them, watch them, get, you know, tips and advice from them, all that stuff was just amazing. And like I used to, like back home, I tapped people out, rarely got tapped out, you know, kind of could handle my stuff in the gym. And I came to Vegas and I was like 0-532, you know, like I was getting my rear end handed to me. But that's good training, you know, when you're not the best person in the gym anymore. And so the training has just been amazing. The coaching's been amazing. The friends and teammates have been amazing. And even though like I got injured last year and some things haven't gone like my way, like I would do it again a million times. Like it's been an awesome experience for sure.
Now, what are your goals moving forward, let's say with fighting?
Well, with fighting right now, next Monday I go to the doctor to see how I got an MRI on my hand to get results back from that. Last February I tore my labrum and a bunch of other stuff in my shoulder. Never got surgery, but for the first time in my life listened to the doctor and stayed off it. Didn't train MMA for like 6 months. Didn't really train like I normally train for like a year. And my shoulder seems to be doing good. So basically with fighting, like I want to fight again. I'm getting old though, and so this year, maybe next, will be my last chance, and it all depends on if I can just kind of, if my body will cooperate. So I'm moving forward, trying not to be too invested, because like when I hurt my shoulder, I was pretty devastated, you know, like I was really bummed out. So I'm trying to move forward and just be thankful that I'm back in the gym training, and you know, I want to fight again, but I know that there's a chance that my shoulder might not be all the way better. I might, you know, have another injury with my hand that I'll have to stay off. So just trying to be thankful that I'm there, and no matter what, I'm going to be involved with fighting, I think, for the rest of my life, and I'll always train. But you know, every time I go to like a teammate's fight, I'm just like, oh, I want to go to get back in there. So hopefully that will happen. But even if so, I know I'm not going to be competing for a long time.
Yeah. All right, so we know that you're going to be kind of on the shelf as far as actively fighting, but we started talking and you like the idea of coming on with Fight Life Media. So what are your goals, or what do you look to accomplish with us?
Well, I like this whole video journalism idea. It honestly, like in any other kind of job I could think to have, like this just seems like the most natural like segue for me, because it keeps me with fighting. It's a challenge. It's something that, you know, like I find myself out of my comfort zone a lot with it, which honestly I like in a way. Like that was a big thing about fighting, is that you're constantly growing and pushing your own boundaries and stuff. And you know, I'm working at Lululemon right now, and I love Lululemon, I love the clothes, but I can't say I'm like pushing my boundaries or anything doing that. And so when I started thinking about doing this stuff and started doing it, it like gave me that old feeling back, like, oh, here's something like that kind of pushes me, and I enjoy it, and it keeps me involved in the sport that I love. So I'm looking forward to working with you guys and getting better at it, and yeah, it's exciting, and it's finally given me something to get excited about, because you know, like with my injury last year, I was kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing now, you know. I always felt very self-actualized, you know. When I was going to law school, I was like, well, I'm going to law school, and I felt good about that. And when I came out here to fight, I was like, oh, I'm out here and I'm fighting, and I felt very self-actualized about that. And then when I hurt my shoulder, it's like all of a sudden I'm just this broke chick living in Vegas. And so to have kind of some solid like goals in front of me again, like it feels good, and I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. Now, I'm sure that there's a lot of people who might not know who you are. They're going to want to follow you, of course, and be able to see all the stuff. So go ahead and give yourself a plug, all your social media.
Yeah, you know, I got Twitter. It's Jordan McDonald on Twitter. Instagram, I think, is Jordan D. McDonald. I got a Facebook. I got all that social media. I have a website, jordan-mcdonald.com, and on that's links to all my social media and stuff. So yeah, you should come give me a follow.
All right, guys, there you have it. Jordan McDonald, new member of the team. You guys stay tuned so you can check out some of her interviews coming up.
Hey everybody, I'm Jordan McDonald with Fight Life Media, and we're here at the Tough Enough Fights. I'm standing next to Jin Charanvong. She just had her MMA debut. It was a split decision. You lost, but you looked amazing. A lot of people dream about fighting. I have no idea what it's really like. This was your first experience. Can you tell me a little bit how it was?
You know what happened? It happened way too fast. I wish I remembered more of it. From what I hear, everyone said that I had a crazy right hand and I had great endurance, but I did lose my first debut fight. But you know what? I think fighting is a privilege, and I'm just glad to have the opportunity to represent Extreme Couture. I'm looking forward to my next fight, and I'm definitely addicted. I got bit by the bug.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. If you're a fighter and you fight, you'll know it after the first one. You mentioned that you've been training at Extreme Couture. You guys have actually got a pretty substantial group of girls going. Can you tell me what training's been like and how that's helped you prepare for your fight?
Training's been out of this world. Like, I came 2 months ago and there was 3 girls, and then now having Misha Tate, having Heather Clark, Leslie Smith, a couple name drops right there, but we have a bunch of girls, high level, low level. You know what, we have girls from national wrestlers to strikers to, we have a bit of everything. So you know what, I'm privileged to have amazing training partners, and just glad to be around these women, and just glad to watch the sport evolve even more.
Yeah, and one thing I think a lot of people may not know about you is you came from Canada, and I think you were just here visiting training and kind of last minute decided, I'm going to move here, I'm going to take a fight, and this all happened like in a matter of weeks, I think. Yeah. So what was that all about, and what made you decide to do that?
Actually, I originally came out to try out for the amateur MMA team that Extreme Couture had, and I just wanted to see how I would stand against women at that level. So I came out on a limb, got a credit card, and I was like, I want to go, I want to pursue my dream. I came out and there was no girls here, but I made the team, went back home, and I was like, what do I do? And I ended up watching the Misha Tate Ronda Rousey fight, and when I watched it and I saw her cornerman was Robert Follis, one of my coaches, I was like, I need to be there right now. I need to book a flight. I need to be there training with these women. So booked a flight, came out here, decided, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to be here for a month. I want to train. I want to learn. I want to learn MMA, because in Toronto we have a team, but we don't have a full MMA team. So when I came out, it was just out of this world. The training is high level. The training is just everything you can imagine, and you train with the best. Dennis Davis, Robert Follis, Eric Nixick, and you know what, like, they treat me like family, and every day it keeps growing and growing, and we just keep getting more and more girls. So I'm just glad that I took that leap of faith, and I decided to put my job and everything back home in Toronto, Canada on hold and pursue my dream.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, you only live once. I don't think many people could say that they would do what you've done, but I'm really proud of you. I'm really, really inspired by it, and we're all looking forward to seeing you in the future. I think it's a really bright one.
Thank you so much, Jordan. And also, like I told Jordan before, she was one of my biggest inspirations to pursue MMA. So, I'm glad to.
I love her even more now. I'm here with Javier Guzman, straight off his first round submission win. You got him with a guillotine. You looked really sharp. Your last fight, you won with a guillotine as well. You know, you're an amateur fighter, but you're really developing. Are you seeing yourself as more of a ground fighter, or?
Absolutely not. I will take what they give me, but I do prefer to strike. But if they give me their neck, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, I mean, a guillotine is sometimes considered a risky submission to go for. You kind of lose position if you don't have it. But the first time you didn't quite have the right angle. Were you worried at any point during that whole exchange?
I was. I tried to adjust to a Darce choke, but he sprawled out on me. So then I sprawled out myself, and then that's when I adjusted to from the arm in to just straight neck, and then it was a wrap.
Yeah, I could tell as soon as you got that second angle that it was going to be ending soon. What's your plans for the future? You got any more fights lined up?
None that I'm aware of, but I'm always up to fight. You know, I'll fight whoever, whenever they tell me.
Yeah, I definitely have to say I've seen a big improvement. We used to train together at Extreme Couture a couple years ago, and you've always been a fighter with a lot of promise, but you really seem to be coming into your own. Are you thinking about going professional anytime soon?
Not anytime soon. I want to fight the best guys available at the amateur level first, and then once I've done that, you know, I'll have a talk with my coaches and we'll decide what's next.
Yeah, well, at Extreme Couture, you're surrounded by a lot of really good coaches, and Tough Enough is definitely the organization to fight for if you're trying to fight the best. We look forward to seeing you do that, and thanks for taking time to talk with us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, I'm catching up with Jamie Moyle after her dominant second-round victory, TKO. Jamie, you looked great. You controlled the fight the entire time. Did you have a specific game plan for this?
Yeah, my game plan for this fight was to take her to the ground and get a submission or a TKO because she's a striker and she's taller than me, so the best game plan was to use my wrestling and take it to the ground.
Yeah, you did really good, and you had really good reflexes, too. A lot of her strikes you had, you parried and did really well, and then your control was great. Do you want to give a shout-out to some of your training partners at your gym that kind of got you there?
Sure. I train with Roxanne at my gym. She fought on The Ultimate Fighter, and she helps me out a lot. It's great to have another woman in the gym to train with, and she's one of the smaller people at the gym too. For me, it's good to have smaller partners, so just everybody at my gym, I have a lot of great training partners.
Yeah, it's tough when you're a girl and you're a small girl. A lot of times the only time you're actually fighting with someone your size is when you're actually fighting. What kind of things do you do to kind of work around that, or do you kind of just train with the guys and hope for the best?
I usually just end up training with the guys. A lot of the times I'll go with the smaller guys. I have a few partners that I usually go with, but I do a lot of jiu-jitsu too, and I'm used to going with bigger guys as well. Doing jiu-jitsu, it's all about leverage there, so I try to work with all different types of bodies because martial arts is it's an art, and it's not just to be able to prepare yourself to go with somebody your size. It's to be able to prepare yourself to go with anybody any size.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good point. And so this is kind of like a bracketed fight. You're now set up to fight for the finals for a spot on the Invicta roster. Is that correct?
Yes, I fight one more fight, June 7th, excuse me, and after that we get a contract to Invicta.
All right, that's awesome. We're all looking forward to that. You did really, really good. Super impressed, and can't wait to watch you fight again.
Thank you so much.
Hey guys, I'm here with Shane Shapiro. He's fresh off his second round rear naked choke win. Shane, you looked really good in there. You were obviously a crowd favorite. You had more than a few people here to watch you. Was that a factor at all, knowing that basically half the crowd was here to see you?
Yeah, it was the motivation coming out was it was crazy, man. There's no feeling like that when you got everyone, you know, half of the arena's for you. You know, there's no feeling like it. So it was definitely a big motivation going in there. And
yeah, another thing I think is really cool is your brother, Jerry Shapiro, who I adore because he's helped me get ready for fights before. He's in your corner. How much does that help you to have him, someone that knows you so well, help you train and kind of help you through the whole getting ready for the fight and then in your corner?
Yeah, my brother, he's an inspiration, man. He's definitely my biggest role model, and you know, him knowing so much about the game and the amateur fighting and just all around the whole MMA thing really helped out. So I'm glad I got a guy like him in my corner, man. He's the best brother in the world. I couldn't ask for a better one, man. So.
Yeah, he's awesome. Now, in the very beginning, your opponent, he kind of grabbed you in a headlock, and ultimately you weren't really in any danger. But what was going through your mind at that point?
You know, I think I took a shot, man, and I knew he was a strong dude. You know, I know he was at a Gold's Gym. But yeah, he was a strong dude. But I didn't feel like I was in any danger. I just know I had to kind of wait for him to gas out. You know, I felt like he would gas out, and he did. You know, I know he was tired. So second round, I went in there and did my thing.
Yeah, you had him in the rear naked at the end of the first round, and then you got him again in the last one. Did you know you had it whenever you had your hooks in?
Yeah. Once I took his back, I knew I had it was at the beginning of the round too, so I know I had time to work. You know, so I know there was 2 minutes to work on that. So I was able to cinch it up. So.
Yeah, you did awesome. You're really setting up your shots really well. You looked really, really sharp. What's up next for you?
Another Tough Enough is at the Cox Pavilion May 2nd. So, yeah, getting ready for that, man. So just go back to back and normal wasting time. So.
Yeah, that's good. You don't get out of shape. You don't get fat. You can get right back into training camp. And the Cox Pavilion, I've actually fought there before. It's a bigger venue, so maybe you can have half that place rooting for you.
That'd be good to have half the Cox Pavilion there for me. Yeah. But I'm ready to fight again, man.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it. You're looking really good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
How are we doing? This is Smash Fields here, and it is Smash time here on the bandwagon. And today, I've got a little bit of a somber situation. There's something that I'd like to talk about that is kind of hurting a little bit. We're here on location at Tuff here April 11th, and the situation that I'm going to have to speak about is fighter safety, guys. I mean, Carlos Garcia, who was fighting to defend his belt tonight in the main event, was unable to fight because, well, in the back, he had a little bit of a situation where he ended up falling flat onto his face after, obviously, what must have been a really hard weight cut. And, guys, I can't stress fighter safety enough. I mean, at the end of the day, whether it's amateur or pro, I think the amateurs need to be approached at a different level. The amateurs need to be approached as if they are pros, and their coaches need to be able to talk to them and to be able to see where they are with their weight cuts. Some guys are cutting 15, 20 pounds, and that's normal for a pro, a guy who's getting paid to do what they do. An amateur, on the other hand, who is not able to make the funds that a normal pro does, it's a little bit more of a touchy situation, a little bit more of a bad situation, which is never good. Again, it's so tough for me to talk about. Carlos is actually a teammate of mine, so it's really hard to see him go through something like this. But at the end of the day, you've got to make sure that the guys that are cutting weight and making weight are able to replenish right. They're able to rehydrate correctly, because these situations do happen. And I know that a lot of people won't talk about it. A lot of people won't touch about it. But the thing is, I'm coming at you with a little bit of villainous intent, but it's villainous in such a good way, because at the end of the day, this is something that has to really be brought up and has to be talked about. And even myself, somebody who we all know does not mind a little bit of controversy, I definitely don't want to bring it up on my own level. But now that I've seen it with a teammate of mine tonight, it's so hard not to stress it, guys. People have to make sure that they're taking care of their fighters, whether it's amateur, whether it's pro. I've seen guys who have cut weight tremendously. I've seen guys who have had such a terrible time. Myself, I've had issues with cutting weight. So it's definitely something that should be monitored. It's definitely something that just coaches need to pay more attention to. And even I want to understand, and this is my bigger problem, or how are the doctors passing these guys? I want to know how they're getting past the evaluation when they come in after weigh-ins. How are they getting past that? These guys are not fit to fight at that time. And it's nothing against the fighter. The fighter wants to fight. The fighter's always going to say that they're able to go. But the end of the day is the human body can only take so much. And whether you're a fighter, whether you're a spectator, whether you're a coach, I mean, it's so bad to even speak on, because I feel like I'll catch flack for it. But the reality is, no matter how hard we train, no matter how bad we go, sometimes the human mind, the human body, the human heart just tells you that you can't go past that limit. And I know we don't want to believe that. As human beings, we believe that we're untouchable, we're invincible. You know, I've seen guys who have made weight. I've seen guys who missed weight. Guys that you never thought would miss weight, like, you know, Justin Driggers missed weight. I never thought that would happen, but it's not on him. It's just your body telling you what you can and can't do. I've missed weight. It's something that your body just tells you that you can and can't do. And, you know, it's just a situation where guys have to be monitored a little bit better in their amateur career, so that when they get to their professional careers, you don't have to worry about these sort of situations again. So as far as it goes with guys becoming a little bit more informed, guys understanding what they can and can't do with their bodies, with weight cuts, with practice weight cuts and things like that. Smash Fields tonight. I'm on the bandwagon.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fight Life studio. We are here with Christine Ferea. She just came off of a pretty big win at Lion Fights. Tell us a little bit about the fight.
The fight, I knew I was going to be fighting a strong girl from Arizona, Power MMA. I trained hard, a lot of strength and conditioning, and went into the fight and started feeling her hits and just knew I had the fight.
You know, it looked like it was kind of like a grinding fight, but then you were able to kind of figure her out, and that's pretty indicative of what usually happens. But it looked like you guys were adapting to each other pretty well. You know, let's talk a little bit about that part.
Okay. I went into the fight knowing that she was going to clinch, so immediately she clinched, and she was grinding me out with the clinch, hanging on me. You know, I was like, all right, you know, I'm going to start throwing her around, you know. So just started throwing her around, tiring her out, letting her hang on me, tire her out, then just start unloading on her. She couldn't take the punches, you know, so.
Now, we have talked, you know, offset and stuff, where you've said that you were in a position where you were doing some MMA and Muay Thai, but now with the growth of Muay Thai here in the States, you're probably going to stick more to Muay Thai. Let's talk about that business decision.
Yeah, I like Muay Thai a lot. I can sit there and bang, and no disrespect to MMA, but there's too much holding and on the ground. So when I'm in MMA, a lot of the girls just lay on top of me. They're not submitting me. They're not doing anything. They're not working. They're just holding me on the cage. Muay Thai, I've practiced Muay Thai for 6-7 years, so that's my strength. I want to be standing up. I want to trade. I want a girl to hit me. I want to hit her back, and I want to see how much my technique is going to outdo hers, how much my training, how strong and dedicated I am. I want to outwork everybody on my feet. You know, that's what I want to do. And I love fighting, and I love getting punched and punching somebody. So in MMA, it's just too much on the ground. You know, I like a lot of action, and I feel the fans, they like that too. You know.
Now, when we were at Lion Fights after your fight, you basically said that your main goal is to get that belt.
125-pound belt. Yep. So, pro status.
So. You know, obviously there's going to be some work that has to be done, but let's talk about, you know, that idea of setting that kind of goal and how you plan on accomplishing what you set out to do.
Yeah, that's my ultimate goal, and I know I'll get there. And I'm training every single day. I wake up thinking about it. I go to bed thinking about it. My diet. I'm not even ready. I'm not getting ready for a fight right now. My diet's still clean. You know, I'm constantly just grinding, grind to get that belt. There's the title holder now for the Muay Thai 125-pound belt. She's good. You know, she's strong. I watch a lot of her stuff, and I admire her talent and her dedication, and all the women I'm gonna have to go through. You know, they're strong, and my plan is just staying focused, and I'm not letting anybody intimidate me or take it from me. That's what I'm going to take, you know. So it's just pure dedication and consistency.
So what do you have lined up? When do you plan on being back in the ring?
I think it's May-ish. I think. I'm not sure yet. Totally, like it's not in concrete yet. So I'm waiting for a date.
All right. Now, everybody, you guys definitely want to be able to follow Christine and see everything that she has coming up. Let's talk about your social media real quick, just so people know exactly where to find you.
Christine Ferea, Facebook. Christine Ferea for Instagram. You can follow her there.
All right, perfect. So there you guys have it. Christine Ferea coming off that big win at Lion Fights.
Hey everybody, I'm Jordan McDonald here with Fight Life Media. We are covering the Rise Up Against Bullying event here at UFC Blue Diamond Gym. We're gonna walk around, check some things out, get a couple of interviews, so come along. All right, I've run into my girl, Kira Batara. She is fresh off her professional debut, a win with Bama. Really proud of you. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience, what it was like? It was your first professional fight. How was it?
I was really nervous at first. I knew it was my pro debut, big time, everybody's watching. It was the same weekend as Metamoris with Eddie Bravo. So Eddie Bravo's been one of my head coaches for 6 years now. So being the first fight camp with him, it was a great experience. We both shared our same nerves and anxieties, and leading up into the cage, he was there right there next to me saying, hey, I have the same thing tomorrow. You're going to kill it. I'm going to kill it tomorrow. So having him in my corner was a great experience. But overall, coming off a first round armbar, I knew that this was the best camp I've ever gone through. Having you as my training partner, supporting me all the way through, there's nothing about that fight camp that I doubted myself for a second.
Yeah, we are all really proud of you. It's, you know, I knew you were going to do well, but I was super stoked when I found out you finished her in the first round with an arm bar. And you are such a busy girl. That's why I also think it's really cool that you take the time to affiliate yourself with a group like this. So can you tell me how you got kind of connected with Redemption Martial Arts and what this whole event's all about?
Redemption Martial Arts is an anti-bullying foundation based out of Arizona. They had contacted me asking if I wanted to help represent them through Instagram, Twitter, all social media, just kind of spread the word against anti-bullying, saying that I'm against it. With them helping support me, I also wanted to help support the cause, the movement, and tell all these kids that I'm against bullying. I was bullied through high school. I was homeschooled sophomore through senior year just because of bullying, and I want to make a difference through this. So getting ready for this event built me up, helped build my confidence, saying I'm showing all these kids that I can be a role model, that I'm against bullying, and hopefully if I show them, then they're all going to be against it as well. And so holding this event means the world to me, that all my friends, my teammates came out to help support it. I want to continue to do what I can to help spread this.
Yeah, and you're doing a great job. You're a great role model. And I think you've got a friend you want to introduce us to. There's another really awesome event coming up in May.
She has a tournament, Battle of the Ages, coming up.
All right, and Marina, tell us a little bit more about that event.
Battle for the Ages is an age-only, absolute kids and teens event for boys and girls, and it's going to be May 31st at the Leeds Boys and Girls Club, and it's the regional event is to choose kids to compete at the championship in Dallas, Texas for a one and only belt. 1 out of 11 belts are made for each tournament. Each belt is unique, and we're excited to be having this. Our regions cover California, Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, Arizona, and we're just really excited to put it on.
Awesome. Yeah, I've heard there's been really good turnouts in previous events, so everyone mark your calendars for May 31st. And thank you, Marina, and thank you, Kira, for talking to me a little bit today and for putting on this great event.
Yes, thanks everyone that showed up to help support the event. We're going to have another event coming up. If you're in the Vegas area, be sure to come out and support. Follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, mogwai_KB. I'll be posting more about events coming up.
Yeah, you definitely want to keep your eye on this one. All right, now I'm here with Stephanie Willis of Redemption Martial Arts. She's hosted the event today. Stephanie, first I just want to say thank you. It's been a great turnout. All the kids are having a good time, and a great message is being taught as well. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got started with this, maybe why for you this is important?
Actually, it's kind of a crazy thing that happened, but I've always looked for something to do as far as charity, and I just had befriended Kira, and probably 6 months prior to this, and I saw her do a post with Redemption Martial Arts, and I said, that's it. It just reached out and it grabbed me. I've got 3 young kids myself that have had minor bullying incidents, but when you're a parent, you take it very personally, and it just hits my heart so powerfully that I knew that that was the organization I wanted to be with, and I knew that I wanted to do something. So with Kira being in martial arts and me being a professional athlete as well, I thought, what a great team. So, we joined Redemption, and that's how we got together.
That's awesome. And so do you do several events a year? You have more planned?
Yeah, this is all brand new. This is our first ever event. So the turnout that we had today was above and beyond what I expected.
Awesome. So we can look forward to more events like this in the future.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's great. And then I have to ask, girl, you're cut. What do you do?
Well, I am a professional physique competitor. So I have a show in 7 days. So I'm in that cutting stage, depleting and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I get on stage and that's why I'm so lean.
I'm really impressed because you got a lot going on today, and I know what it's like to cut weight, so props to you, girl.
No carbs.
Oh boy, I know it's tough, but lots of carbs soon.
Soon,
yeah.
More days.
All right, well, thanks again for speaking with us and helping with the event.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everybody, that wraps up the Rise Up Against Bullying event. I'm Jordan McDonald. Thanks for coming out, and we'll be sending you guys back to the studio.
Hey everybody, we want to thank you for checking out this episode of The Fight Life. Once again, we want to thank those in-studio guests, Jordan McDonald, who you're going to be seeing on the show a lot more, also Christine Ferea, so we're definitely looking forward to her future in Muay Thai, and definitely want to thank everybody for having us at the events that we were able to cover. So, until next time, guys, without you, there is no us, and you are Fight Life Media.